Shit, I hated to do y'all niggas like Brandy did, bro. I hit y'all with the Brandy. I mean, shit, bro. I had to handle some business in the law library. If you know, you know. But going back to Rockets and Thunder, I mean, this shows that the tall lineup can work, but it can't work versus every team because every team gonna figure you out. You know, Amin Thompson's a decent backup point guard, but he's not a true point guard. He's a power forward that can pass really well and can catch oops. You don't see a SAR out on the Pistons pushing point. You know what I'm saying? He plays that 3-4 role. And I think Amin is just like a four. You know, because Amin Thompson, they let that man shoot every fucking time. They let him shoot every fucking play. I let his ass shoot too. He ain't make one 3-pointer. And that's just not your game. You just got to step in 10 more feet and get that midi. If he gets that midi up, then he could take maybe 1-3 a game or something like that. But them threes, pass the ball, bro. Call a play, pass the ball. They left that nigga open like Ben Simmons. I let that motherfucker shoot all night long. Once Shea got into the game, you know, everybody else was technically doing a job though. Like Cason Wallace was big tonight. AJ Mitchell hit a lot of big shots. Every shot that Mitchell hit was crucial. Then you had Aaron Wiggins out there being solid contributor. But I'm saying though, like the Rockets had many chances to close this game out, but I just think that OKC's defense was just too relentless. Even though the only thing that I could say that OKC coach didn't do was play Holmgren and Chet together enough to combat that lineup with Adams and Shingun. Because if that lineup was out there the whole game, Shingun does not get 39. He gets like 26 or 27. But Shingun, he planted his flag this game like, I'm the number one option. KD is number two to me. That's what this game said. Udoka's a hell of a coach, too. It's another thing I realized about this game. And the key thing about this game also was OKC never gave up. They were down double digits. That tall lineup was fucking them over. Shea couldn't hit a motherfucking shot. He couldn't make no threes. His mid-range was being cut off. Amin Thompson was doing well against KD. I mean, Amin Thompson was doing better against SGA. My bad. But yeah, bro. It just came down to OKC closing the game out, and Kevin Durant was nowhere to be found to close the game out. That's my issue with him. They brought him there to score 20 points per game minimum and close out the game. He had 23. He got that part of his job right, but to close out the game, he ain't do it. And Alperen Sengun looked like the better closer to me. Then he fouls out at the end, and Jabari Smith has to take the shot for game. You know, the Brights have not been this light for Jabari Smith. You know, he started before when the team was mediocre, but we talking about this is ring night for another team. This is probably the biggest spotlight he's been under, you know, since the playoffs. And those lights were too bright because them niggas didn't win that series. And I think it's just that plain and simple, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? The next game, we had Warriors versus Lakers. Now, Lakers were without LeBron James, but one monkey don't stop no show. Let's take a look at these box scores. All right, so Jimmy Butler, 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in his debut. That's crazy. Jonathan Kaminga, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 of 6 from three. Steph Curry, 23 points, 6 of 14 from the field. Buddy Hield, 17 points off the bench. On the Lakers side, you had Luka Doncic, 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. Austin Reeves, 26 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 fouls, too. Still had 26 points. Then Vanderbilt didn't do shit. LaRavia, Marcus Smart had 9 points in his debut. Dalton Connect did not play. Damn. Feel bad for dude because Connect could have been a part of this game. I think if he got 10 minutes, he could have, the lead wouldn't have been 10. Thoughts on this game is very fucking simple. Luka needed some help out there. Luka and Reeves can't do that shit on their own. DeAndre Ayton should have been a little bit more aggressive. As far as rebounding is concerned, I mean, 6 rebounds and you're 7 feet and your guard is getting 12 rebounds and you only getting 6. That's not good. At least have 10 and 10. But I feel like also that, Ayton wasn't even looked at, which is fair because Ayton has a history of disappearing. 7 shot attempts. I think he should have got like maybe 10 to 12 shots. He could have got like 16 and 12 and won this game. If he would have had more opportunities. But I just feel like the Lakers tried to come back a little bit too late. I think that's just what this game was a simple case of. I feel like they waited too late to come back. Golden State was on their neck the whole game, especially that third quarter where everybody's Buddy Hield. Every team got that X factor, Buddy Hield is that for the Warriors. I knew Hield was going to have a good game. My gut told me that Hield was going to have a good game, and I was right. Jimmy Butler, when he happy, when he paid, he's a professional basketball player again. The Warriors got a shot this year for real. I still feel like I think if the Warriors had DeAndre Ayton, the team would be a little bit better than what they currently look like. But Al Horford was a great pickup, a great addition. I just wish that he could have got a little bit more opportunities to score. But the Warriors won the game, and it's just plain and simple. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves did all they could, but I felt like a third guy should have at least tried to step up to the plate, whether it be Rui. I felt like Rui should have been a little bit more offensively aggressive. And so I also felt like that about Aiton being more offensively aggressive, like he was in Phoenix. But yeah, great opening day. Got a double overtime thriller, and you got a lot of offense in that second game. Steph Curry, always gonna do Steph Curry things. But yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. This is part two, and I'm out.